Hey, sports porchers, it's your hockey Jesus, and I'm back with game three analysis of the Stanley Cup finals. Well, Florida absolutely just did a job on Edmonton in the last game. It was total domination. And do I think it's just about being outcoached? No. Hey, if you clicked on this, you may be saying to yourself, who is this guy? What is he calling himself the hockey Jesus for? I give myself the hockey Jesus moniker. My buds on a sports porch. Maybe you see us every Monday night at 7:30. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just like to listen to me. But hey, I take what all I hear, all the experts, there are a lot out there. I I think about it for a little bit. I've been watching hockey my entire life, and I bring it back to you, the people, in a way only just a guy can bring it to you. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. And there's a lot to digest here. So let's just break it down. What are the experts saying? Well, they're saying Skinner's done. They're saying McDavid's a loser. They're saying Florida's just too experienced, and Paul Maurice is just absolutely out coaching Knobloch. And Edmonton has too many injuries to overcome, and it's just a shame. Blah blah blah. I don't believe all of that. I do believe that Paul Maurice knows what he's doing when it comes to the game of hockey, and I think he is out coaching Knobloch a little bit. That being said, I looked at the lineups and I looked to see, if something changed with who was playing against who. Nothing really changed. I mean, Florida's still doing what they want to do. They want to run over people. They still want to get Seth Jones against Drysaitel. They still want to get Ekblad against Connor McDavid, and that's what they're doing. They're just executing better than they were in Edmonton. And honestly, that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to the execution by Florida that's really kind of just taking Edmonton out of their game. And Edmonton, what did they do? They panicked. They started to do what all the other teams that lost before did, started to punch back. I I'm not a big fan of the shenanigans. I don't think that's hockey. The hockey that I love to watch, what was happening before that third period, the back and forth, the opportunities. I get it when it gets out of hand. You got to punch back. You got to show, you have some grit. Um, and I think the one thing Knobloch did do wrong, I think he should have pulled Skinner a little bit earlier. The game was over at the end of the second period. There was no reason to take Skinner and put him back in that third. He should have put Calvin Pickard in the beginning of that period, pulling him out at 4 minutes into the third period. That was just a bad look for Skinner. I don't know, and I don't think that they need to stick with Picard necessarily. That's up to the coach, honestly. The coach will have a feel whether he thinks the team needs a jolt, if they need a new goalie in there to kind of mix things up against Florida, to have to make Florida make some adjustments on a different style looking, because they definitely have different styles. Picard's more of a stay in the net, not too athletic. He's going to be very technical. He's going to cut down the angles. And that's how he's going to stop the puck. And hey, he's undefeated in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so why not go with him? I don't know. That doesn't really matter. But what Florida has to do is they just have to stick to their game. As long as they can stick to their game, I think they're going to be in it no matter what. But Edmonton, here's the thing, Edmonton, and I'm going to equate it. I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. I'm not wearing Pens gear, but you might have saw my cup at the beginning there. I'm a Pens fan, and there are just so many similarities with the 2009 team. Let me tell you, what Edmonton needs to do in game four is what Pittsburgh did in game four against the Red Wings. They were down 2-1 in that game, and Malkin scored early and Sid scored later. But to make it 2-2, they had to get a jolt from some unknown guy. And the unknown guy, you might know him now, Jordan Stahl, was playing defense, just scored an absolute fantastic shorthanded goal that just gave the team a jolt, tied the game at 2-2. Sidney Crosby gets the game winner. I think it was either late in the second or early in the third. And they just ended up beating the Red Wings in that game four. That's what Edmonton needs to do. They need to find an unlikely hero. They need to find somebody like Connor Brown or Jake Wallman, somebody who's going to come out of nowhere and give that team a jolt. But their stars are going to have to shine. The Pens would have not won that game if it wasn't for those goals by Malkin and Crosby, which means Draisaitl and McDavid, you got to get back to your game. No time to put your head down. You got to get to work. You got to get into the net. And I think that will be a big boost for Edmonton if they can do that. Look, you have to, if you're an Edmonton fan, you have to win this game. You cannot go down 3-1. I know they went down 3-0 and still made a comeback last year. No, you got to tie this game. You got to make it a best of 3 now. Your stars got to get it for you. They got to be the ones who are going to do it. And, there's a little Pens history there to maybe help you along in that endeavor. I think that's the goal. I think that's got to be the goal for Edmonton. I see that is happening. Anything can happen. Look, in that same series that Pittsburgh ended up winning the Stanley Cup in, they lost the next game and they got shellacked 5-0, and everybody says it's over. That's what people are saying about this game. Florida got to their game, 6-1. There's no way Edmonton can come back from this. They just got to find a way to find a new hero, get it done, and let's move on to the best of 3. Please, this hockey's been too good for it to be over too soon. I'm imploring you, all of Canada and Edmonton, please get behind this team. Let's see it go to 7. Let's see them make it a best of 3. We'll all find out tomorrow night. I get to watch it here in Pittsburgh, my hometown. I hope you're watching it wherever you are in your hometown. And that's all I got. Hey, if you love what you hear, smash that subscribe button. Hey, and also if you want to hear something about Pens, I got some Pens news coming up. So smash that subscribe button. I'll be in your in bin. Got to talk about the new hiring with Dan Muse and this talk about Mario Lemieux and Burkle maybe getting back into ownership. Hey, I'm not going to do that in front of this crowd because I know you like to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. So I'm going to save that for my hometown crowd. Enjoy the hockey. I'll catch you after Game 4.